If I did the rest of the video like this, it probably wouldn't be all that engaging. And yet, assuming you can read, you could certainly still understand it. That's because the way you communicate with others impacts your perception. Not only do you want to be understood, but you also probably want to be interesting, insightful, and intelligent. And that starts with your first impression.
I know that we say not to judge a book by its cover, but oftentimes we do. And if we're being honest, if book manufacturers really took that saying to heart, they probably wouldn't be very successful. Like if they were trying to sell the biography of a famous athlete but put a picture of a dragon and a bunch of wizards on the front, you'd probably think it was a fantasy book.
So although judgments may often be wrong, people still make them, and because of that, you should probably aim to present yourself in the best way possible and communicate your thoughts purposefully and skillfully. My name is Seth, and on today's skill vid, we'll learn about the 4 competencies of communication, which is the skill of presenting yourself in the best ways possible.
Make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video for the Skill Vid Competency Challenge, and we'll try to include your comment in our next video. Now, on to our 4 steps. Competency 1. Communicate your personal brand.
Let's talk about soda, or pop, or whatever regional name you call it. Apparently they call all soda Coke in the southern United States, which would be pretty confusing, but whatever.
If I show you the colors red and white, what do you think of? Probably Coca-Cola. How about blue and green? Sprite. Blue and red? Pepsi. Somehow, simply by listing the colors within their logos, you were likely able to identify the soda brand I was talking about. Why? Because all of these sodas were able to build strong enough brands that now, things as vague as colors remind you of them. How does this relate to you, the young, career-focused individual?
On a smaller scale than these soda behemoths, in order to align yourself with the positions you most desire, you will need to project a brand that shows that you're competent and confident. How can you build that brand?
Well, if you currently have social media, you already have a great tool at your disposal. Try using your social media to convey your professional capabilities, as oftentimes employers use your social media to judge how you'll fit in with their company. Competency 2. Speak and write with authority. Say your fridge is broken at home, and you approach 2 equally priced and reviewed appliance repair companies to fix it. The first one tells you they've never worked on fridges before, but might be able to fix it. The second one tells you they've worked on plenty of fridges in the past and could definitely fix your fridge. Which one are you more likely to trust? Unless you're willing to take a chance on the functionality of your fridge for the pure gamble of it, the chances are you go for the second appliance repair company because they spoke with certainty and gave you the trust that they could fix your fridge.
So, if you would judge appliance repair companies like this, why wouldn't other people judge you like this against other candidates for a job? Therefore, it's important for you to speak from a place of certainty and build enough skills that you will be able to do so. Even if you don't have a skill a company is looking for, use this confidence not to fake it till you make it, but to demonstrate the strength of your work ethic and your willingness to learn, which will allow you to quickly gain the skill for the job.
Competency 3. Listen actively. I'm sure that you've been in a situation where you were talking about something important only to realize that the other person was not really listening. Imagine if you were at work and someone is giving you important safety instructions and you're only half paying attention. The point is that communication is a two-way street. If there is no one listening, communication is not happening.
People feel like communication skills are based on personality. Either you're an extrovert or an introvert. But that supports the mistaken idea that communication is talking. In fact, anyone can be a good communicator with practice.
In fact, many popular podcasters are introverts as that allows them to listen more thoroughly. To be a good listener, focus on the person who is talking, give them your undivided attention, and be genuinely curious about what your fellow converser is talking about. Competency 4. Create persuasive presentations. Remember at the beginning of this video when I was communicating this skill vid through the written word? Yeah, that wasn't very compelling. That's because I was demonstrating how one's understanding of a particular medium affects the success of the message they present. That's why contractions like it's, I'm, and couldn't are not acceptable in formal essays, but expected in speeches.
Different communication formats have different rules, and it's important when making presentations at work, you understand when to use certain conventions and when to use others.
For example, in a presentation to your boss explaining what you've worked on during the week, the likelihood is your boss wants you to stick to the point. But for a presentation toward customers, your wit could be a useful asset. You also need to make sure that during presentations you hook your audience, use evidence to support your arguments, use appropriate language, and make sure to answer the who, where, what, why, when, and how of it all. With the help of these competencies, hopefully you'll be able to be a better communicator. But of course, there could be more than 4. So for today's competency challenge, comment below if you can think of another component for communication, and we'll put your comment in our next skill vid. That ends today's skill vid on communication. Make sure to follow Skillpod on Instagram at Skillpod. Check out our website, and if you have an iPhone, download the Skillpod app. Links in the description below for everything. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and you'll get an update on our next skill vid on teamwork and more great content. My name is Seth, and thank you very much for watching.